Hey guys and gals, Undead. I want to get my initial day one and part of day two impression slash review for Season of the Splicer for Destiny 2 right now. I played for about 16, 17 hours yesterday, so I'm more than qualified, I think, to speak on this. The new season, I give it a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. It has a lot of issues that need to be talked about. We'll talk about that at the end, particularly Crucible, and just a few other grinds that need to be adjusted. The story so far is it's another plot of the week in Destiny. Someone hit the lights, we're having to turn the lights back on. We're allying with the House of Light, a Elixni house that is basically following the Traveler, and they're trying to be good guys. Mithrax is pretty cool, but yeah, Smallin, little baby Fallen. You actually get to, and spoiler warning, you get to actually go and you work with the Fallen in this, and they have a little settlement right underneath. And sorry guys, it's raining outside. They have a little settlement right underneath the Traveler outside of the last city. And I find that interesting because the area that it is in is the final boss arena for Scourge of the Past. You can literally see the boss dead right in the corner over there, and you walk up to it, and there's a lot of little talk points here. You can go up there and you hear the backstory of the Elixni, and it makes you feel bad for them for about 3 seconds. Until you find out they're trying to rewrite history because they drew blood first. And basically we had to fight them back. But we're trying to work with the Fallen while maintaining that shaky balance of a relationship, trying to trust each other. And one of them says that we're not monsters as humans, we're just as confused and lost as pretty much they are. And I'm like, that's true. But then again, you guys drew blood first, so we had to fight back. Cool story. Story missions are very light. It's all over the place. What story missions are you have to unlock through various other means. The new seasonal model as well, I'm really getting tired of this seasonal model. I have been saying that since Shadowkeep came out. It is the exact same thing every season. You unlock, you go, you talk to last season it was a war table. This season you're talking to a Splicer, a Splicer servitor, a hallowed, whatever he is. And you're basically having to unlock nodes on a vendor to unlock chances of a better reward, to unlock bounties, to unlock more rewards, to unlock more bounties, and more currency. I'm really getting tired of that seasonal model. It doesn't seem to be throttled quite as severely as last season's did, because you can actually grind it up a little bit faster, but at the same time, I'm really, really getting tired of doing the exact same seasonal stuff. The new seasonal activity, we're going to talk about that. Override. It's fun. It's very repetitive though, and it will get boring very fast, but the loot at the end is enough to incentivize me to play it a lot. I've gotten a majority of the new Splicer weapons, the new Chroma Rush assault rifle. I just wish 900s did more damage in PvE, because it should not take a clip to kill a basic enemy. It takes way too many bullets to kill a basic enemy. And the Grid Skipper Pulse Rifle is really nice, but the thing is it shoots Ps in Crucible and in PvE. These guns are insanely weak in PvE. They need to have their damage buffed just a little bit. Really fun otherwise, though. Grenade launcher, I don't care about. The sidearm is just so good. So good for the sidearm. This is literally season of the loot. There's a lot of loot to be had, and a lot of it comes from this seasonal activity. I would really like, though, if they remove the health gated mechanics from this boss, because I am so tired of them being scared of us rushing through a boss. Like how they changed Fallen Saber. They put a damage phase thing on Fallen Saber whenever that strike came out last season, and I don't understand why they did it. If I have the means and know how to melt a boss and actually get through as fast as I can, let me do it. It shouldn't be a problem. Have you noticed since this game came out, they stopped using the tagline "Become Legend" for Destiny? They haven't said that, period. It's pretty much play our way or don't play at all. I don't really understand it. But let's talk a little bit more about Override. Whenever you actually complete the initial phase of the event and then drop down the little portal there into this new area, I don't like the jumping puzzle, but it is very pretty looking at it. It looks like something straight out of Tron. It has this very synthesizer heavy music in the background. It's pretty cool. But it's a pretty cool seasonal activity, but I can see it getting boring very fast, and I've already I'm gonna grind it a little bit more to get some more weapons, and then I'm not touching it until after I finish my challenges for it. I'm not touching it. It's boring. Let's talk about transmog. This is the most drawn out, convoluted, greedy, just stupid, whatever intern thought of this needs to be fired kind of system I've ever seen. It's time gated. For transmog. You time gate transmog to force us to buy silver. I called it. Reddit called it. It's pretty simple. Whenever you are actually going to transmog for the first time, it forces you through a quest line to show you how to do transmog. It shows you how to go in the store and buy extra transmog materials. I don't care. And here's what's funny. I've had my stuff transmogged for darn near a year now. I've had ornaments on my armor. My character is dressed. I'm wearing the base set of the Scourge of the Past armor, yet I'm dressed in full Dragon Regalia armor from the Last Wish raid because of my transmog stuff. I don't need transmog, but it's a problem with everyone else, so I'm going to talk about it. Why in the world did you think that was a good idea to put that in this game? It says, hey, you're capped at this season. And the bounty that you have to grind to unlock this stuff is such a chore. It's ridiculous to get new materials. Before I move on to the other stuff, I'm going to talk about Eververse briefly. Because as soon as you load into the tower, for the first time, after it forces you into a couple missions before you can even go anywhere else when you first start this new season. It literally walks you through how to go in the Eververse store, and you can't exit out of this. It is not optional. You have to do this. It shows you how to make a purchase. It shows you how to go to it shows you where to purchase silver. It shows you how to purchase silver, and it shows you how to spend silver. And it says, hey, we've expanded our Eververse library. There's now over 250 items as opposed to the however many we used to have. That's greedy. I understand you guys are trying to cash in and trying to make money to do your seasonal stuff, but dude, you guys are worth billions. COD puts out better content than you do. They update their game better than you do, and you have the nerve to ask me for more money? I'm already paying you for a game, because I had to buy the game. You're getting kickback through Game Pass because I'm paying for Game Pass, so you're getting a little bit of money there. You're also getting money from me for DLCs. And you're also getting money from me for seasons. And you have the nerve to ask for cosmetics from me. That's really messed up. And especially when they're 15 and 20 bucks a piece. For a season, it is $10. I don't get it. Let's talk more about the tower. They updated Banshee, so now he basically is how he was supposed to. He should have been since day one. Like in Destiny 1, you could have the arms day and stuff like that. I'm really hoping they bring that back. Because the weapons and stuff like that he's selling right now are absolute trash. There are literally thousands of guns in Destiny. And actually there's hundreds, excuse me. And if you want a particular gun with a particular role, it could take you weeks to months or even years to get. So they're incentivizing you to log in every day and log that playtime for their investors. Shaxx is Shaxx. Zavala, I don't care. Drifter, I don't care. Ikora, she's finally having talking points. I really don't care. It doesn't. It's not important to me. You're working with her this season. I will say I find it impressive that we're getting to talk with Lakshmi, Saladin, Saint 14, Osiris, Zaladin, Ikora, and a few other players this season. Goodness, it's coming down out there. But I could care less otherwise. I still think it requires way too many weapon parts to get a gun from the gunsmith. It costs 100, and if you dismantle a gun, it gives you 3 back. Who thought of that convoluted system? Let's talk more about the actual seasonal activities and stuff like that, and just the way the season is run. Last season was some of the best storytelling we've had in Destiny, period. Just absolutely great storytelling. With this, it's kind of hard to feel, as I said, feel bad for the Fallen whenever I've been killing them for so long. I'm kind of numb to it. They're like, they slaughtered baby hatchlings. You drew blood first, buddy. And in their, and like I said, in those little things, they're trying to rewrite history. It's all over the place. Let's talk about what was one of my favorite aspects of the game. Let's talk about Crucible. Good God. How? How in the world? How? Why? We complain about Stasis. We say that we want it either removed entirely in PvP or please have nerfs. And it's been over 8 months and it has still not been addressed in Crucible. So what do? You add aspects and fragments to various classes right now that make it even more busted. There's ones that you can actually get. Every time you collect a Stasis Crystal, you get an Overshield. And it stacks. You have Behemoth Titans running around with 300 and 400 health at a time. On top of their Overshield already. And stuff like that they get for their super. You added an aspect to Hunters for their Cold Snap grenades that make it so the grenades can chase someone for like 30 feet. Snaps them with cold, and then it goes to someone else, and it can do it up to 3 times. And it can loop back around if one of the people is killed. Did you not learn that you already nerfed Cold Snap grenades back in the day, and you added the aspect to the game now that makes them just as good as they were? It's a problem. You also stealth nerfed Icarus Dash. I'm okay with that. Icarus Dash is broken to begin with. It's a spam ability that Warlocks have. That Top Tree Dawnblade moves faster, is tougher, and is harder to kill than any other class in the game. I'm fine with the nerf. What I'm not okay with is that Hunters cannot dodge out of Stasis now. Yet, Titans can still Shiver Strike out of it. And it carries you for over 30 meters whenever you do it. That's not fun. Have you noticed I haven't talked about loot yet? That's going to be at the very, very, very end because there's a lot of good things to say about it. But Crucible. Stasis is still an issue. It needs to be addressed. Please either just remove it outright in Crucible or actually, I don't know, tune it. Because you know good and well they're leaving this stuff broken on purpose to push people to buy Beyond Light before Witch Queen comes out. And I bet it finally gets nerfed in a massive patch after Witch Queen comes out. That's how it was last year with particular subclasses. They're like, yeah, we're finally going to address this. We're nerfing One-Eyed Mask. I'm like, it took you a year and a half to nerf this. Because you wanted people to buy this DLC just for that exotic. I really don't understand how that works. Shotguns. Okay. You guys removed Quickdraw on Astral Horizon and Fellwinter. Alrighty. Quickdraw was never the problem. The problem is you have a shotgun that can hit up to 25 meters at given times. And is a one-shot kill. Has no downsides. Can still be drawn just as fast. And as I said in a previous video, if you remove Quickdraw, people are just going to run around holding the shotgun out permanently. And instead of running accurized rounds, they're going to run slide shot. So they can run double shotgun scavenger mods and be pretty much stocked up the entire Crucible match. I should not have people sliding around corners having 7 and 8 shots in a shotgun in Crucible. Scavenger mods should not work in Crucible. It is very rare. The only time I've ever ran out of ammo is when I'm on like a 15 or 20 kill streak. And even then, that's rare. You never run out of ammo in Crucible. So scavenger mods should not work in Crucible. They need to be disabled. You disable a lot of stuff in Crucible already. It seems that certain aspects and certain class mods and just armor mods in general don't work. Disable it. But you guys, yet again, you did exactly what Bungie loves to do. You just sort of just danced around the problem and said, oh, we're going to fix this of it. And really, the giant flaming problem is right here. You need to address the range. The range has always been an issue with shotguns. Some of them have absolutely stupid range, like the Chaperone, which you can hit for out to like 25, 30 meters if you're accurate enough. Get a one-shot kill to the head. Felwinter's Lie can do the exact same thing, and it can be drawn just as fast as it was. It's still an issue. Quickdraw was never the problem. The problem is you have a shotgun that has shot package, accurized rounds, and rangefinder on it. That's the problem. You have a shotgun that is basically a pocket sniper rifle that can be drawn unbelievably fast and is a one-shot kill. It can one-tap supers. Really? Address that. 120 hand cannons are still an issue in this game, and I really would like for them to be reined in even more. They should not have that big of a range buff. I am still getting outdueled at mid to long range by them when I'm using a scout rifle or a pulse. It should not happen. Hand cannons are meant to be close to medium range weapons, but when I got somebody hitting me at 40 plus meters out there and I can't do anything because of the ridiculous flinch, it's an issue. I believe the new weapon is like the something Servitude or whatever. The new Crucible hand cannon, the 180 hand cannon. That thing's really fun if you get a decent roll on it, and they need to rein that thing's range in just a little bit because it hits really, really, really hard at unusually high ranges. I would like that to be just nerfed a little bit, and I know that someone's going to be, oh, you're calling for a lot of nerfs. If I balance the game, about 3 people will play it because everything will be on an even playing field. Everything in Crucible is supposed to have this auto rifle does this amount of damage. This class of pulse rifle does this amount of damage. It seems like there's some outliers. And speaking of this, since you guys actually did apparently nerf 120s, now everybody's using Ace of Spades because it has no downsides. Highest base stability for a aside from the Hawk Moon, of course, highest base stability for a hand cannon, insane range, insane. It's got like 80 something aim assist or whatever it is. There's no downsides to using it, and you can spam the crap out of it, and there's no downside. 140 is a rule in the game right now. I'm seeing so many dire promises. I'm seeing spare rations again. Really? Did you maybe think the entire archetype of weapon was an issue? I understand you guys want to have seasonal weapon stuff, but come on. Fusion rifles right now are absolutely annoying with the range and stuff that they have on them. That new Cryosthesia 77K sidearm, it's not as busted as we thought in Crucible, but it's very inconsistent. You either melt somebody or get melted. The range is either you absolutely 4 or 5 tap them at like 15, 20 feet, or they're shooting you with peas. There is no consistency here. There's so much more I need to talk about with Crucible, but this video is running way too long. I want this mode to be good because I have interest in want to play Crucible, but I can't whenever everything is just against me right now. There's no fun to be had. Oh, and Mida multi-tool with no distractions is absolutely broken. You already took a gun that had virtually no flinch, had no recoil, had no downside, has fast strafe speed, has 100 reload, and has just shy... oh no, it actually does have 100 aim assist. Bullets will literally be hitting someone and they're hitting over here because of the lock on them with the bullets. And what do? You give it a no flinch perk. You make it even more broken than it already was. Brilliant. Let's talk about loot. There's a lot of loot. A lot of it is reprised, and a lot of it is using Destiny 1 models, but the new Splicer weapons are absolutely gorgeous. If you put a Carmenica shader on them, my armor theme color is Carmenica. It's black and red, and a very deep, deep blood red. It looks amazing. These weapons are great. Can't wait to get my hands on some more weapons. There's a lot to be had here, and the issue though is they're still very stingy with them after in-game rewards. If I'm playing 20 and 30 Crucible matches and I'm finally getting one hand cannon to drop, that's a little too low. I should be getting one every 2, maybe 3 matches. Considering a Crucible match takes 10 to 12 minutes, I'd like that. Let's see what else. The new weapons for the Gambit and stuff like that, haven't touched yet. New strike-specific weapons, haven't touched them yet because I haven't really got any because they don't drop. They added new Trials loot is apparently coming. People are already using new Iron Banner weapons, and they're bringing back some Iron Banner weapons, so that's going to be awesome. This season so far is a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. The main issue that's bringing it down is the fact that they said they're going to have a renewed focus on PvP, and they were not talking about Crucible. They were talking about their new PvP shooter that is supposed to be coming out in the next 2 to 3 years. Just address it. Crucible is a major part of your game. My buddy Jeff said, "Oh, Crucible's only like between 5 to 10% of the game." No, it's not. It's like 30+% of the game. It is a major factor in the game. Gambit is like 5 to 10% because no one plays it, because I was running into the same people all day yesterday because I played it for like 2 or 3 hours. Running to the same teams over and over and over again. You guys also need to make it so that Clash is a static game mode. Who thought bringing back Team Scorch was a fun idea? No one plays that mode. It took me 20 minutes to find a game yesterday at 8 o'clock. On the day of a season release. Seriously. But what do you guys think of the season so far, though? If you did make it to the end of the video, you're awesome. Hope you have a great day. And if you did enjoy this, a like and a sub is always appreciated. I'm going to go play some Destiny before I have to get ready for work and try to enjoy it and try to grind some more stuff. But that's it for now, guys. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. And I will see y'all later. Peace.